Just days after that ceremony, Cherokee Nation officials joining tribes from across the country in Oklahoma City for the Native Language Summit hosted by the Federal Bureau of Indian Education. Our Tribal Affairs correspondent Kennedy Sepulvedo attended the summit and now joins us with more on the event. Kennedy?
Jason, over 1,000 people registered to attend the 2022 Native Language Summit on Tuesday. Some zoomed into the summit and many others made the trip to the Oklahoma City Convention Center for the first in-person language summit since the COVID-19 pandemic.
As well as with Kahaku'ula o Ke'elikolani.
The annual Native Language Summit is a collaborative event between the Bureau of Indian Education and the U.S. Departments of Interior, Education, Agriculture, and Human and Health Services. Their goal is to learn the challenges tribal nations face and the successes they've had in teaching their language in their communities.
This year it is our turn and opportunity to be the lead agency in the development of the conference, to bring people together to discuss native language protection, revitalization, and reclamation efforts.
This annual event allows for the federal government to learn from Native speakers about what their tribal nations need to revitalize their languages.
I feel like the Native Language Summit is a great opportunity to bring in the experts. As federal partners, we are not the experts, so it's important to bring in the experts together to where they can share the best practices and hopefully make contacts to where they can work with each other to revitalize their language programs.
Experts like Catherine Howell with the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma's Language Department. She works every day to expand language knowledge and use throughout the Seminole Nation.
Never too late to learn, your history, your culture, the language, all of it. It's never too late. So that's what we're here today for, is just sharing the thoughts and ideas of how to do it.
The event's panelists discussed community strategies and strategic approaches to language reclamation, Native communities partnering with public and BIE schools, and tribal colleges and higher education.
Not all the tribes are at the same position in their efforts.
As a panel member, I did state that we have to meet the tribes where they are, because the tribes, with 574 tribes, they're not at the same place, and they're all at different areas within their preservation and revitalization programs. So really meeting with the tribes at their individual needs is critical.
One of the biggest needs is funding, which is often provided on the federal level. However, the tribes must compete with each other to receive the allocated funds.
I wish it wasn't like that, because this is a very vital thing for us, for all Indian people. The language itself, that's what makes all of us unique. Every single tribe is unique by their language, and us speaking that language, that just gives more power into our ancestors that have gone on, that have fought for this language.
The panels were followed by a listening session that allowed attendees to discuss ways to support language preservation at the local and national level with government officials.
We've been able to hear directly from native language experts, native language practitioners, teachers, advocates, policymakers on their efforts, and to be able to see what works and what some of the challenges are that are both unique to their individual community, but also collective challenges across Indian country.
The initiative to protect Native languages ramped up on the federal level last year.
This is an administration priority that we have been working on for the past year. Last year at the White House Tribal Nations Summit, President Biden announced an interagency MOU on Native language revitalization.
The goal is to develop a 10-year strategy for Native language realization and reclamation. This comes nearly 50 years after the Indian Self-Determination and Education Assistance Act of 1975, which declared a federal obligation to be responsive to the principle of self-determination through Indian involvement, participation, and direction of educational and service programs.
It's time for us to begin thinking about what is this next stage, what is the next era. And so as we look back and think about our past, again, it's an opportunity for us to look forward and think about what we can be doing next.
Part of looking towards the future is understanding the past and where languages were lost.
To think about our young ones that were in the boarding schools and having that language, taken away from them and couldn't speak it, gosh, I'm getting emotional thinking about it now, but you think about those things, and You just can't, you can't really imagine even, your own little one being into those kinds of things. And gosh, that's like I said, that's just more motivation for me to revitalize it, promote it, and educate that so that, our little ones can grow up and just enjoy life, enjoy speaking the language, enjoy who they are.
Kara is one of many children embracing their native tongue. She is learning Choctaw, Creek, and Cherokee.
Halito Sapo Chafiat Kara.
What is your favorite thing to say in Choctaw?
Halito.
What does that mean?
Hello.
So important to all of our young ones that are coming up, because once this language is gone, once all of our languages are gone, I grew up knowing that we would also be gone too along with it. That would be the end of us.
The Language Summit is one of many events promoting and celebrating tribal sovereignty this week and next, as Indigenous People Day is right around the corner on October 10th.